Hi, I'm Paul Yinger, Northern Country Co-op. Today I want to talk about a couple of different soybean trait platforms that we offer, and I'm just going to focus on maybe the three major ones that we offer. One would be Liberty GT27 beans. The next I'm probably going to focus on is the Enlist E3 beans, and I'm going to kind of piggyback the Roundup Ready to Extend and Extend Flex systems. The Liberty GT27 beans, they are tolerant to glufosinate and glyphosate. They're also tolerant to HPPD, but there is currently no herbicide registered on the market to spray for them. So basically, Roundup and Liberty you can spray on them, and that has been a effective system for some people, especially if they have Roundup resistant weeds. The next trait that I want to talk about is Enlist E3 beans, and those beans are tolerant to Liberty, glyphosate, and Enlist, which is 2,4-D. That is a very viable option to help take care of some of these resistant weeds, and especially water hemp that has been popping up in a lot of these soybean fields. It seems to be quite effective on control of water hemp. The Roundup Ready 2 Extend and the Roundup Ready 2 Extend Flex. The Roundup Ready 2 Extend you can spray Roundup and dicamba on, which is an effective tool. It tends to be a little hard for us as a commercial applicator to get that all sprayed in a timely fashion because the window of spray time is very narrow, and we have to keep our eye out for wind and temperature inversions all the time. The Roundup Ready to Extend Flex, that's just a little bit different than the Roundup Ready to Extend. The Roundup Ready to Extend Flex, you can spray glufosinate, Roundup, and dicamba on that. So you have three modes of action with the Roundup Ready to Extend Flex, and two modes of action with the Roundup Ready to Extend. I guess the caveat to those two systems is currently we do not have a label to spray dicamba on them. We are hopeful that we'll have one by spring or early winter here, and we'll be in the clear and know our guidelines as far as spraying them. So that kind of leads us to the Enlist E3 system and Enlist 1 or an Enlist Dual. You can spray on that. Enlist 1 is a new 2,4-D choline product that these beans are tolerant to that 2,4-D, and it seems to be, like I said before, quite effective in spraying, in taking care of the water hemp in those fields, and very effective on giant ragweed. One thing I want to stress is dicamba and 2,4-D are both growth regulators, but they are not interchangeable. So you're going to want to absolutely make sure what you're buying for seed and what it is tolerant to before you spray. And if you have a custom applicator, spray it. Maybe save the tags or something so that they can be confident that their recommendation is not going to injure your beans in any way. There's a couple of management practices that I really stress that we look into when we spray our beans. The first would be a pre. We want to put a solid pre down with multiple modes of action, basically to keep weeds such as water hemp or giant ragweed or any grass coming up in those beans. The second management, I guess, practice I would advise is we want to be early. We want to target 4-inch weeds or less, and we want probably have to get back to spraying like we did in conventional days. 21 to 28 days after planting, we probably should be out there spraying our beans. Even if they don't look dirty, we need to get out there and take care of those weeds when they're young. The problem is if we wait any longer, taller beans or taller weeds are harder to kill, and the taller the beans get, they'll shade out some of that chemical from hitting the target weed. So we want to be early, and we obviously want to get the product where it's going to do the most good. One of the problems we have with the Extend system and the Enlist system is they want coarse droplets. The Extend wants a very coarse or extremely coarse droplets, where the Enlist they're a little more forgiving. They just want coarse droplets. So getting coverage on all these plants can be a problem. Most of them want at least 15 gallons of water. If you're doing Enlist with Liberty, you want coverage. You want as much coverage as you can to make that product work. So if you can up your water to 15, and spray that on a nice sunshiny day, that really does an effective job of killing some weeds. Systems, they have some nozzle recommendations and gallons per acre and different spraying techniques, that the companies recommend. So if you have questions on that, you can contact any of us at Northern Country, and we'll help you sort through that. And we can also help you sort through the varieties, the defensive packages of the beans. Try to find a bean and a system that fits your area or your acre. We want you to be successful at this, and we want your field clean.